My question, a lot of my pain body is really attached to how I see my physical form and my perception or fear of being fat. And I notice that those thoughts especially feel incredibly sticky and painful. And this is an issue I've worked on for many, many years. And I've achieved enormous recovery around that, and yet I still struggle. I was wondering if you could speak to that some.
And where do you think those thoughts came from?
Oh, totally my parents and conditioning through
Your parents?
media.
So your parents would tell you you were fat?
Well, they would, my dad would complain that I didn't eat enough, and that would spark a terrible fight. And my mom would tell me to not eat so much so that I wouldn't get fat. So naturally I became bulimic. It was like the best solution I could come up with. And I've abstained from that for many years, but I still feel very afraid.
So what happens with you? What's your thought process? So begin to understand your thought process and see it that it is just thought. Come into the awareness.
Well, I noticed that I access presence through my body. And so I'll come into my body, and then I'll feel this stuckness around my belly. Like it shouldn't be this way. It shouldn't be this shape or this form. And then I just feel like trapped and afraid and enormous resistance to what is.
So you're not good enough just as you are.
Yeah. That's my fear.
That's your thought.
Yeah.
That you believe in. And we all come in different shapes and sizes. And to begin to love yourself just as you are, accept yourself just as you are. I grew up in an environment where there were very few Asian people in my school. So they would bully me and tease me about being Chinese, my eyes, my nose. And then my mother would also say, "Oh, wow, your nose is just way too flat. Just hold it like this. Hold it like this. You have to keep holding it like this. So even if you're watching TV, hold it like this." And I have these high cheekbones, but back then I thought I was really ugly, right? And I went to get my hair cut one time, and I said, "Okay, so cut my hair so that it hides my face, hides my cheekbones." And the hairdresser looked at me, and it just takes one person to say, "Oh my God." He said, "Oh my God. There are models that would kill for your cheekbones." And I went, "Wow, really?" Because all my life I had believed that I was ugly. You are beautiful just as you are. The light of consciousness is glowing through you right now. And our bodies are going to be different shapes. I too thought I was fat when I was so thin. And we are bombarded by ads. We are bombarded by television saying that you got to look this way in order to be this way. And these are all the things, okay? So this is the work that we have to do, and each one of us have something different that we have to work on. What we have to drop and allow to fall away so we can be the consciousness that we are in this unique body. There will never be another you. We all have different thumbprints. not one of us have the same thumbprint. That's how unique we are. Not one of us have the same DNA. That's how unique we are. So consciousness has chosen your form to come through you, and here you are, awakened consciousness in this form at this moment, which will change. So even if you achieved what we think is ideal, you will lose it. I mean, a lot of famous people, they try to preserve it. They get Botox, they get facelifts, and you see them on television. They're 70, 80 years old, and they look like as if they're 50 years old or 40. It's not real. And you get enough Botox, soon enough you might notice, not to, judge anyone who gets Botox or anything like that, but we will change. Our body changes. My body is not the same as it was 20 years ago. Your body will not be the same. So love this body just right now, and you are not fat.
I know, but my body is changing. I'm approaching 40, and it's
yeah, it's and
different.
It'll keep on changing. It will keep on changing, and that's what you can guarantee, that life changes, and we are life. There's a wonderful, if you can, maybe Google it after we leave the retreat. You can Google it, and it's this commercial. It was done in Europe, and it's a wonderful spiritual commercial, the best commercial I ever seen. It was never shown here in North America, but was shown in Europe. And you see this image of this woman. Her feet are in stirrups, and she's about to give birth. And this baby, a male, shoots out of the womb, up into the air, and it's a baby, and then it's a toddler, and a child, and then a teen, and then a young adult, and then it reaches 40, midlife, and then from 40 it descends, and it gets older and older, and all the while it shoots through the air, he's screaming, ah, until it goes boom, right into the grave. And all you see that comes across the screen is enjoy Xbox. But this is us. We were babies, nice soft skin. In fact, I just said the other day to Eckhart, I said, wow, my skin is looking really old. Like I'm really seeing the wrinkles now. We go through these changes, and I saw Eckhart's mother aging and, going through the different stages, and she was very attached to her looks. She was very pretty, you can tell by just in her old age. When she was young, she was beautiful, seeing pictures, and she was very beautiful. And she was very attached to her image. In fact, she used a cane, and to a point where she needed a walker, we moved her into an assisted care home. And these people that were living there had these walkers. And we said, maybe it's time you use a walker. And she said, oh, no. What are people going to think of me? And we're like, have you looked around here? I mean, everybody is using a walker. So she was attached to her image. And when I saw that, I said to myself, okay, because back then, I think at that time, I was probably in my 40s as well. And then I said to myself, I really hope and pray that I can grow old gracefully. That's what I want to be able to do, is to grow old gracefully. Go through the changes. You'll see me wrinkled. I haven't had Botox. And you might notice that presence alone is youthfulness. Youthfulness to a degree, of course, but youthfulness. I look at Eckhart. Eckhart is 70 years old.
Wow.
To me, he doesn't look, maybe it's only me, maybe you guys see him older, but he doesn't look 70-year-old. I see younger people looking older. Mm-hmm. When we're in our minds a lot, it will wrinkle us because we get just frowns in our face when we're thinking a lot, or we get all scrunched up. That's why they inject Botox here. When you see the actors, and they no longer can do this, like they can't squeeze it together anymore. Their face is nice and smooth. So that's our challenge. If we were to now let go of all that conditioning, all the false sense of identity that we have and we placed on ourselves and society has placed on us, our families have placed on us, this is what we're letting go of. None of us are free from it. We've all had it. All of us. I believe it was Virginia Satir who said 98% of the population, and this is a book that she wrote in the 70s, 98% of the population is dysfunctional. 98. So if there's 98% of the population dysfunctional, this is what we were raised with. So here we are, we're evolving consciousness and we're freeing ourselves from that conditioning, from those kinds of thoughts, from the negativity, from the judgments, from the labels, releasing ourselves from the roles. Roles are helpful, yes. Okay, there's certain roles that a mother plays. We feed our children. We don't go, I'm not a mother, so I'm not going to feed you. We play our role, but we can get lost in the role. We can get lost in what we think society or the world or our family wants us to be. We are now discovering who we are at the deepest level and then living from that place, no matter what form it is in the body, because it will change your body. It will keep on changing. Wonderful. We get to experience this. We get to experience, a sore hip. We get to experience, okay, I got some more wrinkles. Enjoy it. Come reach that point where it's the only thing you enjoy is the beingness inside of you.